Next on the agenda is public forum. Monceir, would you like to speak?
Appreciate being up
You
front.
would please
My
give
name's
your...
Herbert Monceir. My address is 550 West Main Street, Bank of America Center, Knoxville, Tennessee.
And you have up to 5 minutes to speak.
9102. I represent somebody I think many of you probably know, Captain James Carson. He is in charge of the court services of the city-county building and all of the courts, I believe also the security of the county commission. You may not be aware, or you may be aware, that the Knox County Law Director, Armstrong, has recused himself in a lawsuit that has been brought for Knox County and you by a private law firm that is acting as the Knox County Law Director and is suing the Knox County Retirement Board and is suing all of the current and retired members of your uniformed services. Obviously, I believe in July, some retirees came before you and asked you to approve counsel for them, and it was the advice of your law director, Mr. Armstrong, who had recused himself, that the Knox County Charter did not provide for that. You voted 5-5, as I recall, against approving the legal counsel for the retired officers and that they were not current employees. Now, I have filed today that is self-explanatory, a detailed rendition of what has taken place for Captain Carson, who is a current employee and who is being sued by the Knox County to take away his benefits under the retirement plan. And I state in that petition why it is that it is necessary for Captain Carson to be funded. And the main reason is that Knox County is required through their private attorney to join in the lawsuit all people who have an interest, which is every employee of the Knox County Sheriffs Department and every retired employee. And they are trying to do this through what's known as a class action. That is, that the court appoint a class to represent these some 600 people. There's just one problem, and that is none of these people have the financial ability to be able to mount a defense for 600 employees through a class action to accommodate the private attorney and for you, Knox County, suing your employees in the Sheriff's Department. It's as simple as that. So, what we have done with the concurrence of Sheriff Jones and with the concurrence of incoming Sheriff Spangler, we've requested the law director pro tem means temporary, a private attorney, 4 members of his firms are being paid by the Treasury of Knox County to sue 600 employees of your Sheriff's Department. It's as simple as that. You can't cut it any other way. But more importantly, I want to throw this out, and I hadn't had a chance to talk to the law director about this. In my work on this matter, I also realized that if this private attorney prevails in denying these 600 members of your uniformed services benefits, it's going to affect every single employee of Knox County that is a participant in a pension plan that has similar provisions as to the uniform pension services. Now, I tell you that not to say that that is the case or that isn't the case. What I'm telling you that is that there is a mammoth when I say mammoth, lawsuit that has been brought without your permission by your law director who has recused himself and a private law firm who is paying 4 attorneys out of your treasury to sue your employees. There's no other way to cut the dice, folks. Now, Captain Carson has stepped up to be what's known as a representative, that if you approve the funds for him and the attorneys necessary to provide full and adequate representation to 600 members, with the potential that it could pour over to every single employee of Knox County in this massive litigation. There are 3 attorneys that are currently representing retirees who you have denied legal assistance. One of those attorneys is a renowned pension expert by the name of Al Hollifield. The other attorney represents a widow of one of the retired members who is receiving the benefits, and then myself. 3 attorneys are asking that, pursuant to the charter, you authorize Captain Carson as a current employee to hire the legal attorneys to be able to provide representation to the class to where Mr. Carson or Captain Carson would be the class representative. In the long run, it's going to save you a lot of money to keep 600 different employees coming in and suing Knox County individually. So it's to your benefit. Now, I'm here today only for one reason, realizing this is a workshop. And I'm here today only to alert you to the fact that I have filed these papers today to let you study them. And I'm here today to offer myself and my telephone number to anybody that has any questions, because somehow I remember in the past that y'all can't talk among yourselves about it. That was a joke. If you didn't get it. Seriously. Offer myself to discuss it with you anyway. It's not a political issue. It's a legal issue as to someone, a private attorney, has taken upon itself to represent you. I question that. However, that's not the decision. But that private attorney has placed your employees in this county in a tremendously serious position. And your employees in this county need to have the semblance or some semblance of equality in fighting this law firm and their 4 attorneys that you're paying for. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir.
Mr.
Mr.
Monceir.
Andrews.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We got these pretty late this afternoon, Mr. Monceir. What is the status of the motion to dismiss?
Currently, on August the 1st, there was a meeting. We sat down, and of course, Law Director Armstrong was being consulted with the what I call the prosecutor, the attorneys pro tem, to apply or to create an expedited, that means quick, proceeding. For some reason, and I'll never understand why they did it, but the private attorneys are insisting that a motion to dismiss be heard before they are asking for the class certification to take place. My position is that they're putting the cart before the horse. The motion to dismiss is based upon the fact that the interested parties in this case, that is the 495 current employees plus I think the number's 145 retired employees. I might be off on that. Please don't hold me to that figure. But they're asking for the class to be certified after the motion to dismiss. The motion to dismiss is based upon the fact that they haven't joined all of the parties that need to be before the court. Now, Why they're doing it that way, that's the way they're doing it. So the status, to answer your question of the motion to dismiss, is that it is set to be heard expeditiously on 9:00 a.m. on September the 7th. And if time permitting after that, and if the court doesn't dismiss the case, then the court will take up the class certification. But here's the problem with the class certification. Assume that the court were to appoint one of these retirees and say, you're going to be the class representative for all these people. Where are they going to get the money to do it? How? And the law is very clear. For a class representative to represent a class, that class representative must be able to fully and adequately represent the interest of the class. That can't happen until somebody finances it. And the person that should finance this is the person that brought this mammoth lawsuit to begin with and asked for the class to be forced upon your employees, and that's Knox County. And the charter provides you the authority to provide this current employee counsel.
So has the current employees been brought in already?
No. The private attorney has selectively brought in only retired employees. I think there's a total of 9 of them at the present time. But they don't have any representation. The law director has not brought in the people that are going to be affected by it. And when I say the law director, I'm talking about the private attorney. And that's 486 employees and potentially every employee in Knox County.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? I'll leave you all to work. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.